Hall of Fame by the script and Will I Am, kicking us off here on Personality Profile on Joy 99.7 FM. Another wonderful Thursday evening. I get to spend time with one of my favorite people. Yeah! You have no idea the infectious smile she has on her face now. Oh my God. She's very adorable, hard-working woman, passionate about Ghana. She's one of the few women I've met who are so passionate about this country. Oh, she's a veteran in the creative arts, one of the most talented actresses to grace our screens. Worked extensively as a screenwriter and now a politician. Most recently as a Minister of State. She was the Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts between 2013 and 2017. She's a Queen Mother in charge of protocol in the Aflao traditional area of Ghana. Right now she's vying to be a Member of Parliament to represent the people of Ketu South on the NDC ticket. Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie is my guest here on Personality Profile.
You got that right.
Oh, did I?
Oh, yes.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Just as I like it.
What's my prize? Like some fertility or something?
I'm going to kiss it right now.
Oh, yay! I'm excited about it. Really good to see you.
Good to see you.
And you're looking good.
Well, I wish I felt as good as I look.
Oh,
I'm not sure about that.
You don't feel as good as you look?
Listen, I'm mentally, physically, emotionally drained.
What's wrong? Wait, hold on. Should I get you a glass of wine? How can
actually,
I, make it better for you?
I'm the bubbly stuff, though. I'm
a
wine person.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So, up the game a bit.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to
water will be excellent right now.
Water will be excellent. Okay, yes. We're going to fix that.
It's a different terrain in the political space.
Yeah?
Yeah. Contesting an election is not a child's play.
I can imagine.
And it being also one of the biggest constituencies, not the biggest constituency in the country.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. We're going to actually concentrate on the work bit, but I got to be honest, you're looking regal. Guys, you can check out. Are we live on Facebook? Yes, we're live on Facebook. Good.
Oh.
So you can check out the video and you can see how good she's looking like gold in this golden dress with
I know, right? With all my bling going on.
What I mean? With all the bling going on. You look like royalty, And your bag to match as well.
My bag is actually Selena Babe.
Oh, Selena Babe.
Yes,
Oh, Selena makes some good bags. Yeah.
Evening. She owes me a bag that she calls Dzifa Gomashie.
Selena!
I just said it.
Yep. Please, you call Selena and tell her you have a message for her.
Yep.
Right. But we're going to talk about the work a bit and what's stressing you. I know the past couple of months have been really busy for you and tiring.
No, nothing like I've ever imagined.
Is it?
Yes. And I've been working since I was 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So this is different. This is really different. Being in the far front of it all is not. It's not like anything else I've done, and I've done a lot of things. I mean, from cooking at 5 a.m. for Mama's kitchen to running off to drop child at school, go to school myself, go to work and all. But this is different. This is really different. Yep.
I'm really curious.
It's one thing following the campaign train and campaigning for someone else, and it's different doing it for yourself.
Doing it for yourself.
Yeah. Now the circumstances also that I find myself in, all of that make it a bit exhausting.
Yeah. Now you've got to strategize for yourself as well. You've got to put together a team. What does that mean?
It means I'm not playing. It's not a child's play.
It's not a child's play.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay. Now, what has been keeping you busy the past couple of years since you left government?
Oh, worrying about people. Especially about people in Ketu South whose lives depend on the border, and whose children benefit because their parents have access to and through the border, and that's how they are able to be kept in school, and that's how they have food on the table. Yeah, I'll be worrying about that.
But what's paying the bills then?
Yeah, that's the thing, that accounts for the calls that I get. That accounts for the people that come to the house. That accounts for my siblings, my old father getting calls of we need help from Mama and so on and so forth. Can she get them to open the border? Can she get them to bring some of the food that's being served in Accra? Yeah, this is what it is on a daily basis. On a daily basis.
I know you used to run virtual.
What?
What's it called? Virtual something life? The company used to run. The NGO.
The VFL. Value for Life.
Yeah.
I still do.
You still do?
I still do. I can't stop doing Values for Life. I mean, Values for Life is like a way of life. It's like the oxygen that I breathe right now. It's looking out for, it's social entrepreneurship. It's looking out for other people and giving them opportunity and hope, which is more than giving fish. So yeah, I can't stop doing Values for Life work. Yeah, not as actively as I used to, also because of COVID. Yeah, but it's there.
It's there. Okay.
It's there. We're planning the 7th Ghana Poetry Festival. We're going to do it in September, but we're moving it to October.
Okay. How different is life in government and out of government?
Oh, for me, not much has changed though. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Well, like, of course, but except for the pay, the salary is not coming no more. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Everything else is the same. I think I wore this dress the first time as a deputy minister, and I'm wearing it again today.
Oh, so, am I not honored?
Oh, well,
I'm totally honored.
No. Yeah, not any. Well, I don't think anything has changed except for the fact that the salary doesn't go through anymore. Somebody else is sitting in the chair taking the salary, but I'm still doing all the things that I used to do before.
And you can't wait to be back there to be taking it again?
Well, I think that I deserve a raise. I deserve to move a notch higher. I shouldn't be in the same place, so somebody can have that chair. I'm planning on a bigger one.
Is it?
Oh, yes. That's life. You must forge ahead.
Aim higher.
Yeah, aim higher and do better.
But what do you miss about being a Minister of State?
What do I miss? My inability to implement the things that I think we should be doing. Not that when I was a minister I could do all of that, but the voice is not as strong as it was. You
feel a little bit powerless in certain respects.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, a little powerless. Look, the one thing that I like about President Mahama, and well, I suppose I worked closely with Mrs. Rawlings back in the day.
Right.
But the thing about President Mahama is you can always whisper what you think to him.
Okay.
And he receives it warmly. You don't feel as if you are talking, I know what you're going to say, or I know what it is. No, he listens, and you feel like you've been heard. Even if he's not able to do everything that you have said to him, you know that you'll get the response that you're looking for.
What didn't you like about being a Minister of State?
The expectations, the high expectations, and the assumption that I was entitled to maybe clothing allowance or travel allowance or some pets that didn't exist. What, my salary was 6,000 and something?
Is it?
Yeah. See, even you are surprised.
But there definitely were some perks.
No, I don't recall.
At all?
No. Except for the honorable that you used to call me.
You're gradually trying to make me believe that really nothing has changed, but I don't want to believe that.
For me, I'm speaking for me.
Yeah, I know, but I still don't want to believe that. You're making it look like, really, it wasn't a big deal like that. But you were a deputy minister of state.
No. Listen, I went in there knowing very well that it's for a period.
Okay.
Somebody won the elections and beckoned me to come and support me to do a certain task. Right. So I knew that it had a lifespan. And in fact, I didn't even think that it was going to last the whole period. Okay. Because the
reshuffles and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah. And so for me it was, I'm here now, what can I do? Yeah. I'm here now, somebody needs my attention, how can I help? So I was in the moment. I was like every moment and that's been my life story, really.
What do you think kept you there throughout the whole period?
I don't know. We may have to call him and ask him.
No, but personally, there could be some positive attributes that you are aware of that could have, helped you sail through.
Oh, just being me, maybe.
Just being you.
Yeah. I haven't read anything. Okay, so it's just part of my nature. I don't think that I'm intimidated about anything, and I believe strongly that things just don't happen. Everything happens for a reason, and everything has a season.
Yeah.
So I'm in the moment, and I make the best of it. So I don't even worry about would I be changed? Would I not be changed? What's that going to do?
What did serving in government teach you?
Oh my God, that I can be resilient. I can be very tolerant, actually. I didn't think that I could be, but I realized that, oh, Jack, I'm not bad at all. Like I can put up with so much. I didn't think that I had it in me to be so tolerant, but I think that I give myself a pass. Yeah, I mean, I've always spoken my mind fearlessly, respectfully, but fearlessly. But being a minister taught me that, sometimes you just need to back off a bit and allow the system to run.
Okay.
So, for example, I think that I've worked my whole adult life in this sector, in which I became the deputy minister. So I felt as if I knew exactly what we should be doing, but it's not what I think. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm given a task. We had a short term, a medium term, and a long term assignments to do. For want of a better, assignments is not what I want to use, but I don't know whether the right word I want just flew out of my mind.
Would make do with that.
We have to settle for that. So it was limiting for me to find that I had to do almost like a yes sir.
Okay.
That we have to do this and then that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going with your flow per se.
My thinking.
Yeah.
My thinking. Yes. My thinking.
Okay.
There's something that I wouldn't do the way that the office made me do.
Yeah.
The things that I did because that's the structure of civil service.
Are you a little bit rebellious by nature?
Let me just say yes. It's easier to just be truthful.
You sounded very rebellious.
So, look, I recall that I think it must have been somewhere in the 90s. I was working at the National Commission on Culture, and I'd taken my father to see the doctor, and I needed to send him back home. And I went through the office, and I told my immediate boss, who was Toby Ehla. And I said to Toby that, so Toby, I need to send my dad home, but I will not be able to come back. So he said, okay. Is your father in the car? I said, yes. So he wants to say hello to my dad. And he comes out and he says, oh, you have a very beautiful daughter, and she's very blah, 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 blah. But the only problem is she never says yes, sir. She doesn't agree to anything. She always has an opinion. And my father looked him in the face and said, but that's why God gave her own head.
Exactly.
And I thought, go, Dad. So I was raised to speak my mind, always respectfully, but without fear. Just say what you think.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be accepted, but at least you know that
you said it.
You said it, exactly. So that fire is there.
I know in recent times you've been very busy trying to secure the parliamentary seat in Ketu South, but before we talk about the elections this year, let's go back to the elections in Ketu South last year. How tough was it securing the ticket to run for the NDC, considering that you actually won with a very small margin, 31 votes, I think?
Listen, we won't go into what I won, okay?
But it must have been tough.
Try telling somebody who won with 2 votes or 1 vote. Gosh. Well, let me say that I was blessed to have my husband right beside me. He was a general in the army, you see. So I had a military precision of everything.
Wow.
Of this has to be done, that has to be done.
Okay.
And so it was a very guided, shall I say, campaign strategy and execution of it all. But the love that I felt in Ketu was really what matters to me.
Yeah.
it's not so much the numbers, it's so much the commitment, the dedication. It's unbelievable. People who hadn't known me for long, actually, but who just believed in a woman to lead in Katu South. And in the whole of the southern part of Ghana, I'm the first female to be going to have gone through this and going to Parliament. Oh, well, I'm in Parliament already, so let's just say.
Oh, you sound like it's a done deal.
Oh. Like I'm going to wait for someone to beat me in a game? Really? Jeez.
Well, if the history is anything to look at, NDC has held the seat since 1992. So.
And you think I'm going to be the one to change that?
I'm not saying that. I'm just stating the fact.
Yeah, the fact is what it is.
But what do you think made the delegates choose you?
The woman factor and the mama factor. I think that was it. The woman factor. By the way, I served in the assembly as a government appointee under President Atamils. So I'd worked there, and I'd connected with people, and I know their aspirations, I know their needs and wants, and I set myself out to be the change that I wanted to see of a woman trying to do what no other woman has done before. So we're talking Katu South, Katu North, Akachi South, Akachi North, North Tong, South Tong, Central Tong, Anglo, Kata. No woman has gone in that part of the region. And being the first one, I had to make sure that no stone was left unturned.
I'll share the song with you.
Oh, please do.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Drive time on Joy with Lexis Bill.
Woman, I see a woman. Every day in the mirror, I see a woman.
She called Becca. Becca, wherever you are, pick up the phone.
Anytime I hear the song, I call her and I put it to the video. So she hears it. So I love that child.
I'm glad you love it, and you love her too.
Yes,
we'll talk more about politics, but let's talk a bit about you. I hear you've actually moved back to the constituency.
Okay, so it's easier for me that way. You know that my life has changed since my husband passed. The house in Accra is not the same anymore. I feel a lot of love in Katu South now.
What's with the house in Accra?
Yeah, it was just the two of us in that house. So
you're lonely?
I don't know if lonely describes what I feel, though.
Is it a part of it? Do you feel lonely sometimes?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. I feel alone. Look, in my head, I feel alone is stronger for me than I feel lonely.
Okay. No. You're trying to make it sound good, but you're lonely.
No, I'm trying to tell you how deep it is.
Okay. So alone is deeper than lonely.
To me, in my head.
In your head.
In my head, I'm alone. It's not like I'm lonely.
Okay. We are where you are alone.
Yes.
But do you feel lonely?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
it's deeper than just being feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's a feeling. I'm trying to say.
You're living it.
Oh my gosh, nailed it! You nailed it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was with Martin for 28 years.
Oh.
Yeah, for a long time, and in those years, like we pretty much were inseparable. We did a lot together.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be in the house by myself. Of course, my son comes, and I have two great young men who I look after in school, who are also there when school is not in session. But it's not the same, you know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Yeah.
In fact, a few days ago, I saw you in a post on Facebook eulogizing him somewhat. It's been tough, isn't it?
I think that you are taught how to marry, you are taught how to have a child, you are taught how to raise a child, but you're not taught how to grieve a spouse. And I think it's great to have someone like Mrs. Emisasa, who I can call anytime I'm low and ask her how she dealt with a certain situation.
Yeah.
It's great to have my friend Dillis Silla. She's also gone through that, and she's written a book about it.
Yes.
So these two amazing women have books on losing a spouse, and I've kept them beside my Bible.
Wow.
So I read them alongside. But I suppose that I lost my mother in 2014 when I was a deputy minister. So I know grief. I know what it is like to lose a dear one. But losing a spouse is a different ball game. No, it's something else. You all should go before you lose your spouses. Yeah, it's tough.
How do you deal with it, the grief, when you're in those sunken moments?
I cry. Look, I don't make excuses. I don't even pretend. I just let it roll. It doesn't matter where I am. It could be here. I'll just cry. I think that
I've got tissue though, so feel free.
You know, yeah. Plus, I brought a big old one too. I like shawl.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I think that there's no manual on how to grieve a spouse.
Yeah.
The intensity depends on who it is and what the person meant to you. So there's no way in which you can be told that. And I've written this also on Facebook many times. I hate the phrase "it is well." It is not well. It shall be well. I believe that. But yeah, so every day and what it brings, every day and what you feel. Some days you are just happy that I had him to do this, that, and then you laugh about it.
Yeah.
But there are things that are happening. Like this part of this story of my life where I'm the PC of a huge constituency like Curtis South, and I'm all by myself. That's tough.
Yeah.
You know, because we started it together, and then boom, he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
That's almost a month after the elections.
Yep. He hadn't been well, but I'm a woman of faith, so I was praying and looking forward to a miracle. But
God had other plans.
I suppose a miracle is the fact that I'm still here and I'm still doing what He expects me to do, and soldiering on, as He would say. So I suppose that's a miracle that God left me with. And
fondest memory of Him will be what?
Everything. Like just be me. It's a memory of Martin. Yeah, I didn't have to try to do anything to make him happy. He's just happy watching me. My girlfriends used to say, if you call an Adra window now, she would tell you that it was just amazing how every time you turn, he's looking at his wife. Like he's never done looking. And when I ask him, he will say, "There's always something to discover looking in your face." So that's
He's right though.
Oh no. Yeah.
Do you see yourself moving on?
Oh, I have to move on.
Okay.
But it depends what you mean, though.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I can't read minds, though.
No, but in that way, I mean, when I say
like marry again and stuff. Who knows? Right now, it's not. I can't even imagine it right now because he's still here with me. But I don't know.
Maybe at some point.
Maybe, who knows?
Okay.
Look, you think Lexis Bill, you think you're going to get me to say something, so in 10 years from now, you play back to me.
No.
Try harder.
I'm not going to do that.
No, you won't even win. I'm sure, my God.
If I know, I'm not. Totally not.
No, you won't get me. You play back for me someday, and I'll be like, oh.
I'm literally going to lose all the tapes that were even this conversation we're having. So
technology is like this. Can't count on that. I'm sure, my God.
But did you grow up in the constituency?
No, I didn't.
Where did you grow up?
Here, I was born in Birmingham.
Oh, the whole time.
My father was in the army. Hello, Dada. Alasma.
Oh, he's listening.
Perhaps, maybe. No, he's sleeping by now. My dad, he's 95. He's an old
95.
Man. Yeah.
Oh, he's blessed.
Look, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed to have him still here, filling a huge gap for me.
Well, lots of messages are coming in. 0244340437. Please ask her which town of Ketu South does she come from.
Okay, so I'm from Abla Dzifa Gomashie, Afakoma.
Was that a whole essay? I was lost. I was like, okay, which one is the name of the town?
The expression on your face, it was so priceless. Like, huh? What did you just say?
You know what I mean? I was so lost.
So Abla Dzifa is where my mother's father comes from.
Okay.
So my uncle's children they have Ghana names. They are originally from Teshi, from Lenshi.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's where my mother's father comes from. My father's father is from Afakoma in Avuema. So yeah, that makes me like both places.
Okay. I hope people accept some of us for our rebellious nature and not trying to shut us up whenever you want to speak.
No, but they can't try. They can't try. They don't have to.
We here at Akachi North constituency always adore your personality. We love you.
Maybe so. Look, I say, Lexis, there are few things that you don't get to choose as a human being: your gender, where you come from, and who your parents are. Those three things are divinely chosen for you, and I'm so super proud that God made those choices for me. So every platform I have to say something in ever.
No, it's a good thing. It's really a good thing. It sounds so good to the ears.
Thank you.
I'm hoping I get to speak ever someday.
Sure, Mafia. Mafia. Yo.
See,
I teach you. Yo means okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I would love that actually. I'll give you.
I say Jobo. Make sure you give Lexis Bill an Ether dictionary. He's an author. He's the author of the English dictionary.
I need it.
I say Jobo. Please, somebody tell him that I said I've promised him dictionary to Lexis Bill.
I
he should make that happen.
Yes, I want to have that.
I'll push him when I get all the.
So growing up with a dad in the military and the husband in the military as well. Well, it's no surprise that you actually ended up with a man in the military. But how was it like growing up?
Oh, I'm just such a. Okay, let's say they went rich. They barely, made it, but there was so much love and empowerment in my house as a child. Like, you were so empowered to do and be anything you want to be, and except for going to dance.
Oh, that was prohibited?
Listen, my dad, oh my gosh, one day he threw my stuff out of the house.
Oh.
Because I broke curfew and was on the stage at the Art Center. I got home and my bags were outside. But I had a wonderful childhood. I'm the sixth of 8 children. I think I've said this. I sound like a broken record now. I'm talking about that, but yeah, I'm the sixth of 8 children, and my oldest brother, I think he was one of the first people to let me know that I am just such a fine girl.
Oh yeah?
Ogo, Ogo we speak at home.
Okay.
We speak amongst ourselves. Yeah, Ogo, we call him Ogo. Ogo, he loved everything I did as a child and applauded me, and so I was empowered like that.
Yeah.
my sisters, some of them used to beat me up because yeah. So I got whooped a bit by them, and my mom too was a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
I used to say that my father was in the army, but my mom was a soldier.
Ooh.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom was a soldier. She didn't say much, but she was tough.
Wow.
She was an iron girl. Yeah. And so, yeah, she made me try everything. Like my mom, even Gary, she wouldn't buy it from the market. She made her do it herself at home. Kenke, we cook kenke at home. Even Shito, she won't buy powdered pepper from the market. She buys everything from scratch. Everything from scratch.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so I grew up in that big family.
Yeah.
We had, amongst us, just 8 of us, same mother, same father. And then we had cousins who also stayed with us. And yeah, it was a big home. So cooking was every day.
The journey into creative arts, was it a personal passion or you bumped into it?
No, actually, when I was 8 going on to 9, I think it must have been. My mom said to my hearing, when she had sent me to pick something up, and I'm humming some song and dancing to it, and our neighbor says, "Akolabe Ukrainia." What did you say? My mom replied and me said, "Miss Odro, leave that child of mine." She virtually popped out of my womb dancing. And as a child, when I heard that, I thought, oh, wow, Mama knows I love to dance. So my passion has always been dancing. I haven't stopped. No plans of stopping.
You gotta teach me a few moves though, because I'm struggling with that part of life. So.
Gosh, you made it so like you made the whole chapter in your life.
Oh, you have no idea. It's
but
that bad.
Else that you like, maybe you like to sing. I don't know.
I think that's even worse.
You have this voice. You know, you have a good voice.
Do I?
You do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just know I have a voice.
Now you're showing off.
No, totally.
You know you have a good voice.
I know I have a voice. I didn't know it was good, because I know everybody has a good voice. Everybody has a voice, so yeah.
It's a voice you don't get tired listening to, like you and Jessica of Paris.
Yeah, Jessica. Yeah.
Of CTSM. I love listening to the two of you.
Oh, that's
yeah, and AJ Ekwaku-Sapor.
Right.
I like her too.
Okay.
She's very sweet, bubbly.
Yeah.
I like her father too.
Okay.
I worked with her father.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, my childhood was fun, a lot of fun. So the dancing led me to acting. I didn't know about acting actually, even though. Let's just say that church acting, most children did that.
Yeah.
You know, and but professionally, I never even thought about it. So the dancing led me to it.
Yeah.
And then I got hooked, and here I am.
And the rest is history, isn't it? Now, it also led you to become Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and the Creative Arts. Tell me about that experience, handling the creative arts sector. I'm sure one of the reasons you were nominated for that position was because the creative arts could say, oh, she's one of our own, isn't it? How did that tenure pan out for you?
Well, so first of all, for years, we in the creative arts didn't have a home. We were orphans, who were raised by the Ministry of Education, then Culture, then something else, then the National Commission on Culture. So we've been like floating around in other people's homes.
Yeah.
So I recall that the Ghana Culture Forum, which had it's Professor A.C. Sutherland and Akunu Dake, and also Kokwa Matefiu. These people who I looked up to as a child became like colleagues, and we knew that we had to fight to have a place to call our own. And so when His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama was the Minister for Information, I remember, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember that when the conversation started, because we were with information too, because of film was there, you know, so we were engaging him at that level, and then he became the Vice President, and we made a big deal of a number of us going to the castle to visit him and to put our case across. So strategically and deliberately, we made efforts into getting them to pay attention to the sector. And he was the one person who, for me, listened. I told you earlier that he listened.
Yeah.
He listened. So then when he became the president, he then, through an executive instrument, EI 2013, set up the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, which, by the way, I think is good. There are some people in the industry who still think that Creative Arts is huge enough to have a ministry of its own, but hey, that's their opinion. I'm entitled to mine. But I think that if you look at our tourism sector, it's basically thriving on our culture and our creative arts. So it's a natural home for the sector. And so when he set that up, I was very happy. And I recall that this same group, the Ghana Culture Forum and other people, we were elected to go and congratulate the minister who had been appointed at the time, Mrs. Elizabeth Ofosojare, and I was one of the people who went there to congratulate her. And then 3 months later, I get a call, and I'm thinking, no, it can't be me. But that experience was something.
How do you think you performed?
Sorry?
How do you think you personally performed?
Well, I think I could have done more, but the feedback post the appointment was heartwarming. The comments that people made immediately after we lost the election was very, very encouraging. I felt that I had done something which I didn't even know that I'd done. People actually appreciate the little things. Like, I would read, for example, on social media how it didn't matter that it was a small event or a big one, she will be there. And it meant so much to people. I didn't even realize that. So I guess that it must have been good then. I
actually just got a message from Chief Moomin.
Oh Lord.
Who says Lexis Bill is the only minister I know who, even after she left office, was still constantly, even till this day, invited to grace occasions as a special guest. She's been extremely supportive before, during, and even out of office. We love her so much, and we wish her the very best from one of your many sons, Chief Moomin.
I admire him. He's such a resilient young man. He has character, which I admire. He's hardworking himself. So thank you, Chief Moomin.
Do you think you really stood for the people in the creative arts sector, who I'll call your colleagues in the creative arts sector?
Stood for them.
Represented them well in government?
You just read from Chief Moomin. So he's one of us.
He's one of them.
But I think that what we needed, and we still do need, is the structure to be complete.
Okay.
We started a process, and I'm hoping that we will be given the opportunity to come and finish what we have started. So every ministry has legal frameworks within which it functions, and then it has agencies and regulations that feed it and make it strong. We started some of them. We couldn't finish all. That was our immediate responsibility. There are some things that we were to do in the medium term and in the long term that we weren't able to do.
What were some of your achievements?
Oh, for example, you know that we had the Film Act, which I recall calling Marietta, Honorable Marietta Bill, and telling him that, look, if it's the only thing I'm able to do before I'm kicked out of office, if there was a reshuffle, I'll be very happy that I was able to do that. And so I left very happy that we did pass that. But the sector in Ghana, like many others, has an international home. So for us in the creative arts, then our home will be the UNESCO. So we work very closely with UNESCO. We had some conventions that will benefit us as a country, which had not been ratified for years. Some of them before I was born. But we were able to ratify all those 7 conventions. So I'm very happy about those structures that we put in place. So.
Yesterday, my colleagues Evans Mensah and George Quay sought to analyze the NPP manifesto on the creative arts. I'm sure you followed the conversation as well. What do you think about their thoughts the NPP's thoughts on how the creative arts could be a growth pole.
I think, and if, as you have mentioned, the discussion yesterday, I hope that they listened, because the fanfare is not the job. The fanfare that they had around this thing of we're going to do this, we're going to do that, the workday ground, you know, the workday for ground. I think that we can do better. That council, for example, that was reconstructed,
Creative Arts Council.
Yeah, it's an illegality. I mean, what they did is just not on. There are structures that must be followed. It shouldn't be an ad hoc thing. We shouldn't just pick people and say that we have done this and leave it hanging like that. You know, we must genuinely take strides and calculatedly make sure that the things we are putting in place are going to strengthen what was started.
In actual fact, they have outlined a number of investments in the sector, including setting up the Creative Arts Fund.
But we've always had a fund.
Constructing new theaters, establishing large recording studios, and building a digital platform for artists to make their products available in the global market. A few of the
things. No, I mean, listen.
You don't think it is inspiring? This is in the manifesto.
Yeah, many things appear in manifestos. What? Okay, the job day for ground.
But don't you think the things they've outlined are inspiring?
Yeah, I'm inspiring too. Am I not? Hello. I'm inspiring too. You think people listening to me, I'm not, like, so far I've not inspired even a soul, like one?
What do you think about the plans they have outlined in their manifesto? You think it's good for the industry? Okay,
so yesterday I followed to a point where George Quay said, if you have an old shoe, he made an analogy, and I thought, bullseye. Listen, so we had 9 things before, now you've squeezed them into 6, is it?
Yeah.
Need we go on? Huh? Need we go?
How would you describe that?
What? Which one?
The shrink.
Creative. It's creative. That's all it is.
Are you scared to air your thoughts on it?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Your thoughts are shrouded in a little bit of sarcasm.
Is it?
Yes.
That shouldn't surprise many people.
No,
it's part of my.
It doesn't surprise me, but I really want to know exactly what you think about it.
I've had 3.5 years already. I don't know what has been done.
Okay. We're yet to hear what the NDC is doing, is going to do in the manifesto. I think in the coming week we would hear
Monday,
that.
I think it is.
Monday.
All things being equal.
Yes.
That means
did you make an input?
Absolutely.
You did?
Yeah, but I'm not going to start jumping the gun. So don't listen, I told you. I'm going to wait for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to dish it out, and then we can speak after that.
I know you were very busy during the voter registration exercise as well last month. In fact, you are quite vocal and unhappy about some things happening.
I'm still unhappy.
Yeah. At the time, you alleged that the AC had been engaged in a state-sponsored initiative to reduce the number of people registering in Ketu South and all of that. You were unhappy with the presence of the military, and I hear the military are back as well in Ketu South.
So my phone has been ringing off the hook the whole day.
And what's it this time?
You ask them, because from shall we say, before the registration, all kinds of reasons. And I just before I came into the studio, I was on your sister station, City FM, talking about the same thing. That this whole conversation has been different depending on which platform and who is speaking. As I speak to you now, I'm not sure I know exactly why the military were there, why they were pulled out, and why they're back. Because depending on who is speaking, I hear a different reason. But all I know is that, I even heard one of the fellows saying that the military were brought because Abla Dzifa Gomashie asked for them. I mean, how ridiculous can that be? Like, I have so much power. Can you just all pay me some some salary if you all just listen to what I say then? Can somebody reward me for speaking about the issues of this country then, if you do listen to me? So it was about COVID, as far as I know, when we went to Ho to see the regional minister. We went to talk about COVID, and because of the picture they painted to me, I then said, how do we deal with it? If you say Volta region has this number of people because people are coming in, and you want to arrest that situation, then we deal with that. But when you don't respond from, was it March that we went there, or April, was it? Then you only respond to a meeting we held in the region. You respond only when we are coming to do registration, and then you allude that the meeting we had is the reason why the military have come. Like, I have a headache, then you don't take care of the headache. You come and give me medicine for a stomach ache. Who does that? Sir. When I'm upset, I go chill, and then I cool off. So then the military are there, and then it's one thing after the other. And you see, if we sing from the same hymn book, I will follow.
Yeah.
But if you are singing from the Methodist hymn book and the Catholic hymn now and some other thing, I'm confused. I'm a stakeholder in this whole thing, okay? When I speak to my people, I must have a message that resonates with what you are thinking as government, all right? But if I can't understand, how do I help you do that?
Lexis, the military have to return back to government's current narrative. Interesting. Thank you for the message. Lexis, on behalf of the Kinky Festival team, although I'm just a chief volunteer, we appreciate her for all her support and encouragement. It wouldn't have been possible without her. Thank you. From Tom Brown in Taiman as well. Oh, wow. Good evening, Lexis. She's a great personality. She's just real with everything. Lexis, kindly do this for my mom. I'm texting her a line to tell Mama Ga Abla Dzifa Gomashie, Honorable, about how much of an inspiration she has been. She lost contact with her after being good friends from childhood. Please get them back together. I will definitely do that. Miss Juliana Akusiaku. All right. So the people of Ketu South are listening. As we wrap up, what will be your message to them?
Adumavio, niya mama jira madonye ya madogba tohenami. Miawela doji, miawe dowom. Jina gadara fonamiu, miadoji da miya mama Amushi amujiga aleko mawu soboli sadrie kwa ayiganwe. I'm encouraging my people to be steadfast and not be afraid. The military are back, but we are law-abiding citizens. We will do right by this country. And as God wills it, all shall come into play. Everything will be exactly as our God wants it to be.
You know, when you started, I thought I was listening to adult education in Abba.
Oh, you're so bad.
Thank you so much for spending time with me this evening. I had such a good time, you know, and the 1 hour came too quick, you know.
Oh, I know. We should do this again, though.
We should do this again.
I like talking to you.
I'm glad. I like talking to you.
You're a good host.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Honorable Abla Dzifa Gomashie.
I'm applauding you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm Lexis Bill. Thanks to my team, Adam Naite, Philip Naya, Beku Sanko Fiso, and Ofori, Anita Mirabel. Uncle Ken will be on your radio shortly, but Elton has the latest updates in news. Yes, Uncle Ken is around. Yeah. So have a good evening, and I'll be back on your radio at 3 o'clock tomorrow, God willing. Good night.